I always protected my little brother. Ever since we were kids, I was the one who stood up for him, guided him, and made sure he never felt alone. Ryan was 5 years younger than me, and despite our differences, we shared an unbreakable bond. He wasn't just my brother, he was my closest friend. As we grew older, our lives took different paths. I found love early. Emily and I had been together for nearly 2 years, and she was everything I wanted. Smart, kind, and beautiful, she understood me in ways no one else did. Ryan, on the other hand, wasn't as lucky in love. He'd had a few crushes, but never anything serious. He often joked about how unfair it was that I had found the one while he was still searching. One evening, Ryan and I sat outside, watching the sun dip below the horizon. He sighed, running a hand through his hair. "You know what sucks?" he asked. "Never having felt real love." I chuckled, nudging his shoulder. "It'll happen when you least expect it." He shook his head. "I don't think I'd even know what it feels like. You and Emily, what you have, it's different. I've never had that." I understood his frustration. Love wasn't something you could force. It had to happen naturally. But I reassured him that he had time. He just had to be patient. The next time Emily visited, Ryan was unusually quiet. He watched us with an expression I couldn't quite place, something between admiration and curiosity. I brushed it off, assuming he was lost in thought. Over the next few weeks, I started noticing little things. The way Ryan's gaze lingered on Emily a second too long. The way he seemed more engaged in conversations when she was around. At first, I thought nothing of it. He was my brother. I trusted him. But deep down, something felt off. Then came the night that changed everything. Ryan sat me down, his face serious. "I need to ask you something," he said. I leaned back, waiting. "Go on." He hesitated, then exhaled sharply. "I want to know what it's like to be with someone, to really feel it. And I want to experience that with Emily." I stared at him, thinking I'd misheard. "What?" He looked at me earnestly. "Not in a bad way. I just want to understand love." I swear it wouldn't mean anything. A sick feeling settled in my stomach. I laughed, but it sounded hollow. "You're joking, right?" "I'm serious," he insisted. "I just want to see what it's like to connect with someone the way you do. It doesn't have to be anything more than that." For the first time in my life, I didn't recognize my own brother. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. My own brother, the person I had protected all my life, was asking me for something that felt like a betrayal before it even happened. I searched his face for some sign that this was a joke, but there was nothing, just sincerity and desperation. "You want me to let you be with Emily?" My voice was calm, but inside I was boiling. "Not like that," Ryan said quickly. "I just want to understand what love feels like, just for a little while." Every instinct told me to shut this down immediately, but something in his expression held me back. He wasn't trying to hurt me. At least, I didn't think he was. He was lost, confused, and maybe even jealous, though he'd never admit it. I leaned forward, my hands clasped together. "You understand what you're asking, right? This isn't just some experiment. Emily isn't some test subject." Ryan nodded. "I know. I don't know what it feels like to have someone really care about me. You always talk about how love changes everything, how it makes you feel whole. I just want to feel that, even if it's just for a little bit." Before I could respond, Emily walked in, sensing the tension. "What's going on?" she asked, looking between us. Ryan hesitated, then said, "I was just telling him how I've never been in love before. I want to understand what it's like." Emily glanced at me, waiting for my reaction. I should have shut it down, told Ryan he was out of line. But instead, I said something I would regret forever. I told him that love isn't something you just try out. I said carefully. But maybe he needs to figure that out on his own. Emily didn't react the way I expected. She didn't laugh or call it ridiculous. Instead, she tilted her head, considering. "You mean you want me to help him?" I felt sick. The way she said it, like it wasn't the most absurd request in the world, made my stomach churn. Ryan spoke before I could. "Not in a real way. Just spending time together, seeing what it's like to have someone care about me. Emily hesitated, then nodded slowly. I guess I can understand that. I should have stopped it right then. I should have told them both no. But something in me, a mix of guilt, obligation, and some twisted sense of loyalty, made me say the words that sealed my fate.
Fine.
But no crossing the line. Ryan grinned like I'd just given him the greatest gift of his life. Emily didn't smile, but she didn't object either. As they exchanged a look, I felt something shift in the air. A change I couldn't take back. At first, it was innocent enough. Ryan and Emily spent time together, but always with me around. They talked, laughed, and shared stories. I told myself it was fine, that I was in control. But something wasn't right. Ryan started changing. He spoke differently, carried himself with more confidence. He wasn't just observing love anymore, he was experiencing it. And Emily? She was responding. It started with small things. She laughed a little harder at his jokes. She leaned in when he spoke, like she was hanging on every word. When we were together, I felt something slipping. She wasn't as present, her mind somewhere else. I told myself I was imagining it, that my paranoia was playing tricks on me. Then one evening, Ryan asked if he could take Emily out alone. Just for a little while, he said. I want to see how it feels without you around. The request hit me like a punch. I had already let this go too far, but I had to trust them. Against every instinct, I nodded.
Fine.
But remember the line. Hours passed, and they didn't come back. My mind spun with worst-case scenarios. Maybe they lost track of time. Maybe they were just talking. Maybe. Then I saw them. Walking back together.
Close.
Too close. Ryan's hand brushed against Emily's, and instead of pulling away, she let it happen. He leaned in, whispering something that made her smile in a way I hadn't seen in weeks. My chest tightened. They saw me, and the way their expressions shifted told me everything.
Guilt.
I waited until we got home before confronting them. What's going on? My voice was steady, but inside, I was breaking. Emily looked away. Ryan was the one who spoke. I don't know how to explain it, he said quietly. But it wasn't supposed to happen. I turned to Emily. Tell me the truth. She hesitated, then whispered, I think I have feelings for him. The world tilted. This wasn't a misunderstanding. It wasn't just a mistake. It was real. Ryan stepped forward. I swear I didn't mean for this to happen. I let out a bitter laugh. But it did. Silence. Emily reached for my hand, but I pulled away. I never should have agreed to this. Ryan looked at me, regret all over his face. Please don't hate me. I wanted to say something, to scream, to fight. But instead, I turned and walked away. Because I already knew there was nothing left to say. I didn't sleep that night. My mind replayed every moment, every warning sign I had ignored. The trust one had in both of them had shattered, leaving behind nothing but a hollow ache. The next morning, neither of them spoke first. Ryan avoided my gaze, and Emily looked like she wanted to say something but couldn't find the words. I refused to make it easy for them. Finally, Emily exhaled sharply. I never wanted to hurt you. I let out a humorless chuckle. But you did. Ryan took a step closer. I swear it wasn't planned. It just happened. I met his eyes, the same eyes I had looked into my entire life, but now they felt unfamiliar. It happened because I let it happen. Emily bit her lip. I don't know what to do. I didn't expect this. I shook my head, feeling a strange sense of clarity. You don't have to do anything. I already know where this is going. Ryan tensed. It's not like I wanted to take her from you. But you did. My voice was quiet, but the weight behind it was enough to make him flinch. Emily reached for my hand again, and this time, I let her. I did love you, she said softly. But something changed. I pulled my hand away. You mean you changed? She lowered her gaze, unable to argue. Ryan swallowed hard. I know I don't deserve forgiveness, but I don't want to lose you. I studied him for a long moment, searching for something. Anything that could fix what had been broken. but there was nothing left. You already lost me, I said finally. Ryan's face fell. Emily blinked rapidly, as if holding back tears. I turned to her one last time. I hope he was worth it. And with that, I walked away, leaving behind the two people who had once meant everything to me. Because sometimes, the deepest betrayals come from the ones closest to you. And once that trust is gone, there's no getting it back.